Okay, Mr. Dietrich, in the year of the underdog, which one are you backing here in Week 11?
It's the Cowboys, and I can't believe that they're underdogs. Again, and Steve mentioned this the other day on the show, that this is the season of overreactions. And Reid was talking about this before the show. If this is just a regular game, or if this is a regular week, we're going to overreact to it being a regular week. And if it's crazy, we'll overreact again. Look at the Cowboys. People are still overreacting to that Denver loss. And it was basically just 4 plays didn't go their way. If 4 plays go their way, they win that game pretty handily. But yet the narrative is, oh, man, they should have lost 30-0. Yeah, that's true. They were getting blown out. But they were getting blown out because they just missed on a couple plays. And if you look at what they did last week, my narrative seems to be a little bit more accurate, that they lost to Denver because of about 4 or 5 plays. Because they looked really good last week. And they're facing a Kansas City team that's only looked good in 1 week. So I don't know what their overreaction is going to be, but if I had to pick, I would clearly take the Cowboys in this matchup.
Yeah, and I think most people watching probably know the Cowboys, too, have been one of the better teams to bet on this season as well, Pearce. 8-1 ATS, and we know how bad the Chiefs are in that department, 3-7. Alan, how about you, man? Underdog you like?
Seahawks at home are getting 2.5 against Arizona. I'm not sure why the Seahawks are underdogs at home with Kyler Murray iffy. And even if Russ is compromised, it's still Russell Wilson. I put my money where my mouth is on this one. And the other one was the Bears opened up as 5.5 point underdogs against Baltimore. I know that was bet down to 4 on DraftKings. The Ravens defense is pretty bad this year. And Justin Fields seems to have turned the corner in the last couple of games. I loved it at 5.5, but I still like it a lot at more than a field goal.
What's the latest with Kyler Murray, too? Are they going to opt to rest him one more day? I haven't seen any news on that. I don't know if you guys have.
With the bye coming up the week after, it seems like that would be the most plausible way to do it.
Okay, cool. Good stuff. Love it. Reid, hook me up, dude.
Yeah, and Colt McCoy, I think he has a pec injury as well, right? Didn't know that Colt McCoy had pec muscles to begin with. But anyway, I digress. Sorry, Colt. But I'm going Washington at +3. What's this love for Cam Newton all of a sudden? Right? I do not get it. And maybe Pearce can go back to his when he was living in the Carolinas, and he can fill me in on we're anointing Cam Newton a top 10 quarterback this week, if you want to talk fantasy. We're anointing him the guy who's going to be better than Sam Darnold. I get it. Anybody is going to be better than Sam Darnold has been for the Carolina Panthers. But let's not forget that this guy had 8 touchdowns and 10 interceptions last year for the Patriots. A lot worse weapons when you talk about his skill players. I get it. But the offensive line is still a problem. It was a problem for Sam Darnold, and it's still a problem, even without Chase Young on that Washington front. You talk about a coach now that knows all of what Cam Newton's shortcomings are, and Warren tried to hide them when he was in Carolina. I don't get it. Maybe Christian McCaffrey can do the Andy Reid punt, pass, and kick, whatever it is. But I just don't get it. His ADOT last year for Cam Newton was 7.6. And again, I go back to this offensive line is still bad for Carolina. This is his second week, his first full week as a starter, getting the ones, the reps of the ones. Washington just beat the Bucs off of a bye by 10 points. Tom Brady. So I just Washington +3. I get it. They've been bad, but I think Carolina, even though that secondary is nice and they apply pressure on the quarterback, I got to give the quarterback grade to Heineke over Cam Newton this one, and the coaching as well.